This podcast gets support from our friends at Howie's Market. Howie's Market is your one-stop destination for full-service grocery, including the best meat and fish departments in all of Southern California.
And don't forget about the hooch, Adam. Howie's Market also offers the finest wines and spirits and a wide variety of craft beer selections.
And if that's not enough, and why should it be, Howie's Market hosts monthly wine tastings and parking lot barbecues every single weekend.
We're talking tri-tip sandies, half chickens, baby back ribs, all beef hot dogs, and more.
No wonder they were voted the best butcher by Los Angeles Magazine. So head on down to Howie's Market, open 7 days a week, and conveniently located in the heart of the San Gabriel Valley at 6580 North San Gabriel Boulevard.
Stop on in and tell them Nation Golf sent you.
And give them a follow on Instagram at Howie's Market. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the fellowship. My name is Adam Hawk. I am joined, as always, by the founder and CEO of Nation Golf, Mr. Ryan Engle. But let me stop right there because I just broke a cardinal rule in broadcasting. Did you catch it?
Did not.
I just lied to the audience.
Okay.
Folks, please forgive me. I lied when I said I am always joined by Ryan Engle, because that's not exactly true now, is it, Pards? Ladies and gentlemen, the man who has had a very public bone to pick with my availability and reliability this summer, all of a sudden, as of late, has been very out of pocket himself. Ryan Engle, Mr. Show Up Last, Leave First, got a little bit of a tummy ache last week and waved the white flag on a critical day of work during a critical month-long campaign of parties, product launches, onboardings, and summer sales. Now, I don't know how closely you all are paying attention around here, but Nation Golf is making moves, lots of moves, and we'll make sure you're up to speed a little bit later in the podcast, but it is a violently busy time around here. So when my partner gets a little something rumbling around in the old front porch, I expect this guy to hit it with some Pepto and get the H to work, but no. Instead, I get a text message on Wednesday morning asking if I, too, was experiencing any food poison symptoms, along with a note informing me that Ryan Engle would not be coming into work. This was Wednesday of last week, and on top of that, I get another text yesterday from Ryan that says he's out again Wednesday, Thursday, Friday of this week. Explain yourself, sir.
Yeah, I had food poisoning on Tuesday last week and stayed back. And what's interesting is when I told you I was staying back because I was ill, boy, that's all the excuse the Hawkster needs in the world to be like, oh, well, that settles it. I'm not coming in either. So whatever high horse on the Irvine carousel you're riding right there on your days off, let me tell you, bud, that argument only holds water if you show up too. But when you use every excuse in the book not to come in, then we're in the same boat. And furthermore, later this week, I'm busy playing golf, man. I can't be bothered. You'll love to see it.
No, I do not love to see it. And also, I came in on the Wednesday that you stayed home.
No.
Yeah, I did.
No.
I did.
No, you didn't.
I have the text to prove it. You even sent Justin Jung and I a text that said, it's really nice to know when I'm out of the office, a lot of things are getting done. So I was here. We have 12 days left between us and some of the biggest moments of this company. Only 10 of them are business days, and Engle is out for at least 3 more that I know of. Now, look, I don't want to do this. I don't want to air out dirty laundry and keep score on each other's calendars, but you kind of forced me to with the amount of grief you've been publicly launching my way this summer for my own availability.
Here's what's funny about your availability, Mr. Back-to-back vacations. That's just that. Out of pocket isn't the fact that you had 2 back-to-back vacations. Out of pocket also is physically present guy, but too many Zoom calls during the day to be bothered with other shit. So the out-of-pocket thing is a lot bigger deal than your guy over here just taking a little golf trip.
How many times are you playing golf this week?
I'm playing Wednesday and Friday.
Why won't you be here Thursday?
We're going to the fair.
The OC fair?
Yeah.
All day?
Yeah, why not?
Because it's a weekday, it's a work day? What do you mean,
Those
why
are the best
not?
days to go. It's less crowded. You
Go
know?
at night. You're going to go to Costa Mesa, scorching hot pavement in August during the day.
Yeah.
Why don't you go in the sunsets?
Too much riffraff.
Okay.
Okay.
So golf, OC Fair, golf.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair to say.
Must be nice to be your own boss.
Hey, you got to make plans, Hawk. We're just spinning around here.
Here's how available I made myself today. Today is my kid's first day back to school. Now, ever since my oldest started going to kindergarten some 3 years ago, I've made it a point to walk to school with my kids every year on the first day. That tradition ends today because I chose work over family.
Wow.
And in the words of Daniel Plainview, I've abandoned my child.
I've abandoned my child!
Or in this case, children.
Put another $1 in the I bailed my wife and kids jar, guys, because mommy's getting a new pair of shoes, I think. There's a lot of money in that piggy bank.
I can't win with you. I show up, I get ridiculed. I stay home, I get ridiculed. What do you want from me?
Make the right call for once.
Anyway, that is right, folks. School starts today, at least in Fullerton, and I have to tell you, nothing says back to school like heading to the classroom in the middle of summer when it's 90 degrees outside. Forget crisp air and leaves on the ground. We've got smoke coming from the mountains as California is still in the prime of wildfire season. I don't know about you, Engle, but when I was a young lad, I remember going back to school after Labor Day and there actually being a noticeable change in weather. Granted, I was in Seattle where we actually have seasons, but still, this mid-August return is a bit aggressive.
This school calendar is so ridiculous. It affects my life.
Does it?
It does. It affects my life. It affects my well-being, my mental health, the gas mileage in my van. You know, Adam likes to make a big deal about how short my travel is in the hooch all the way over to the office.
A what?
Yeah, but but let me tell you, I have to go through 3, depending on which direction I go, sometimes up to 4 schools to get here. So the summer, that's the best part. If people were like, what's your favorite thing about summer, Engle? The drive to work, I don't have to drive through school traffic. August, all of a sudden, you're like, what the fuck is this? Already? I don't want this.
All I heard there, folks, was a real nice humble brag about how many schools Engle lives next to. Must be a real nice neighborhood where you are, huh? A lot of schools,
Well,
a lot of Trader Joe's, a lot of beachfront property.
yeah, man. I mean, you got to make plans, Hawk. Yeah.
I'm so sorry that you have to drive from one beach community to the next, and there are nice schools between you and that second beach
Hey,
community.
that school traffic, you hate to see it.
Now, I don't know how close you are to your young daughter, Palmer, starting proper school. I know that she is in some sort of schooling right now. But let me tell you, man to man, dad to dad, nothing worse than back to school shopping, which we did on Saturday. And I know it sounds last minute, 2 days before school starts. But again, it's August 12th, people.
That just doesn't sound right.
No, it doesn't.
August 12th?
We went to Target, Old Navy, and Vans. Every parking lot packed to the gills. Every aisle overflowing with sweaty little kids and parents on their last nerve. Every checkout line stretching a mile long. The worst part of back-to-school shopping, finding new shoes for kids. And let me break this down for everyone, just so you know that I am not complaining for the sake of complaining.
Can I pause you real quick?
Please.
Just tell me one thing, that of the 3 stores you mentioned, you bought the shoes at Vans. You did not buy your kids' shoes at Target or Old Navy.
We ended up buying the shoes at Vans.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
But you were considering buying them Target or Old Navy shoes.
Only because my
Do
daughter...
you want your kids to get bullied?
I don't want any kid to get bullied.
Yeah, okay. Well, then don't buy them Target or Old Navy shoes.
We suggested Vans from the jump.
You might as well get those Shaq shoes from Walmart if you're going to go down that road. Maybe some Starburys.
We adults take it for granted that we are done growing.
Well, you've been growing since you joined this company. Been growing quite a bit. Heard you were blocking the fan at home. It's just some insider trading right there, folks.
I don't believe in inside jokes, so I'm going to let you in on what Engle's talking about. Engle is referencing my waistline growing since I've arrived at Nation Golf. And my wife called me the other day. I put her on speakerphone, and she mentioned that she had trouble sleeping the night before because it's hot at our house. We don't have central air. We have a couple of fans on in the room, and apparently I was blocking both the fans while I slept on my side.
Try catching a breeze next to Jabba the Hutt. That motherfucker's blocking all the air, dude.
We adults take it for granted that we are done growing. Kids need shoes every damn year. So that means getting down on your hands and knees, rifling through the mess at Target, lacing and unlacing, fighting with an 8-year-old just so you can spend $30 on something that they are going to grow out of in 8 months. If anyone has successfully purchased a new pair of school shoes for these elementary aged kids in less than an hour, I would like to shake your hand and learn your ways, because in my mind, you just did something far more impressive than anything I saw all summer long in the Olympics.
I feel like being a dad frustrates you.
No.
You seem frustrated to me.
No.
It's just my observation. You can't tell me no.
Okay. Well, it's just my
You
retort.
can say, I am not, but don't tell me no. These are my feelings too, Adam.
Being a dad is the greatest thing in the world.
Really?
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
You're so frustrated tying their shoes, or definitely skipped on walking them to school. I mean, this is your show, bud. I'm just here trying to add to it.
What's in that coffee? Are you drunk already? I love being a dad, but I do make observations, and I
Can't stand everything about being a dad.
shut the hell up. In fact, later in this podcast, you are going to hear why I love being a dad.
What I'm going to hear is some well-studied take that you wrote last night about being a dad.
Nope.
Yep, that's
Nope.
what I'm going to hear.
Nope. You are going to hear.
Okay, when we get to that point, I want you to close the laptop and look me in the eye and tell me what you love about being a dad.
Okay.
Okay.
And I'm going to let the listeners at home know if I smell bullshit or not,
Okay.
Okay.
because it smells a little stinky in here right now. You smell that?
Let's read some YouTube comments. Folks, we post this show on YouTube now, and while it is audio only, we appreciate you listening over there because the platform is monetized. So we get paid when you listen on YouTube, and you can find the show by going to youtube.com/@NationGolf.
Where you can stare at the same image for an hour, but listen to us.
On top of that, it's the best way for us to see what you have to say. So let's read some YouTube comments.
Let's do it, Adam.
In response to you, Ryan, having an issue with the surfing portion of the Olympics taking place in Tahiti, Will Shores writes in, quote, Mr. Engle, Paris hosting surfing in Tahiti is thanks to a little thing called imperialism. Tahiti is part of French Polynesia. You made the comparison that it would be like if Los Angeles hosted surfing in Hawaii in 2028, but actually it would be more akin to LA having surfing in Guam or Puerto Rico, end quote.
And thank you, Captain Obvious. Cool. Yeah, same, but different. What's going over everyone's head, Adam, is France didn't host the Olympics. So yes, there is a French Polynesia where they had the surfing. France did not host the Olympics. The city of Paris hosted the Olympics. So yes, tomato, not a perfect comparison saying it's going to Hawaii, but the fact is it's the same in the sense where it's not in the city that's hosting. Just kind of weird. Where else does that happen?
Last week, Ryan, you attacked my 6 milligram Zyn habit, calling it, quote, taking drugs at work, end quote, because of how strong these little lip pillows are. Trey Barnes writes in on YouTube, quote, if you really need to get juiced up, grab 2 Zenotonics and throw them in the upper deck and let the spins run their course, end quote.
Yeah, you should see how this has enhanced his Zoom meetings. He's a note-taking machine. Unbelievable.
Maximilian6561 says on YouTube, quote, Hawk, schizophrenic is 1,000,000% the best way to describe Donald Trump's golf swing and putter stroke. No wonder you're a magazine writer. With that said, the question for both of you is, Who are you voting for in the 2024 presidential election? End quote. Max, that sounds exactly like Craig Dunlap's very first question when he guest hosted this show, and I explicitly told him not to talk politics.
First question. It's a two-parter, actually. This one's for Adam.
Yes.
All right, first question. The people have asked, who did you vote for the President of the United States? Second part, are you upset that you voted for Joe Biden?
I am going to pass on answering that question because answering it serves a point that I made episodes ago when we talked about the assassination attempt. I don't ever want to be put in a box because everyone on God's green earth is more than the box that our two-party system and media landscape tries to throw us into. If I answer that question, half the audience instantly dislikes me. Half the audience likes me more than they did 5 seconds ago, and 100% of the audience thinks that they know more about me than voting for any one party or the other could ever truly indicate. So I will take a polite pass on answering that question. I will guess that all of you can assume how Mr. Engle is going to vote.
Biden's my guy. Is he still in it?
I will say this. Let's get serious for a second before we get quickly unserious again.
Okay.
I went to church yesterday, and the sermon was about how critically fundamental it is to love everyone as if they were yourself, to see the soul in everyone you encounter, and to take them for who they are. And whether you believe in God or not, I find that message to be extremely universal and especially potent right now because we are headed into the final 60 days of the most bizarre and volatile election in my lifetime. And the flames continually get fanned every day on social media. And we're just there lapping it up, scrolling, growing hate in our hearts and in our minds for people we have never met. And I refuse to do that. I refuse to not try to love everyone as I've been instructed to do. And look, I'm the furthest thing from perfect. And my first instinct when I see something I don't like or agree with is to find the fault in the person putting it in front of me. But I'm here to say I am actively working on changing that tendency because it's a waste of time, a waste of energy, a waste of potential love, and it just turns you into a bitter, negative person who writes off people you've never met, or even worse, write off people that you know and love simply because of their opinions. And I'll leave it at that. But speaking of church, let's go to the Church of Golf where Ryan Engle has taken the time to prepare the 7 deadly sins of Core Lord Golf. First off, explain to the audience, Ryan, what is a Core Lord?
Well, that's something that you don't want to explain, Adam. You've heard me. Real against the current climate of this easy entrance into golf. I'm not trying to block anyone from doing it. I just think that, like going and getting a driver's test, there's somewhat of an exam. And the exam is in the culture of things. And if you're really passionate about something, you should probably learn the nuances of those cultural specific things, whether it be etiquette, even all the way to equipment, and then knowing your history, you know? Like, if you really love it, let's figure it out. The world just isn't your oyster to just be like, well, I'm in it now, and it all revolves around me. I'm not going to give out the definition of a core lord, because if you want to be one, you're going to have to go do some research, because if you don't know what that is, and you want the definition, chances are you have a little more homework to do. So, this 7 deadly sins list might help you in moonwalking out of that direction you're heading and learn some stuff for once. Now, this one is obvious and it's not on the list, but iron covers. But that's not on the list because everyone's going to hear this list and be like, what about iron covers? We're not going to talk about the obvious stuff. This is Core Lord's 7 deadly sins of golf. First up, the clip towel. If your shit's got a carabiner on it and it's clipped to that little hook on the outside, you're going to have to pants yourself. Bring back shame. You need shame in your life. We just don't do that. No clip towels.
Drape only.
Yeah. Use an old motel towel. Even shit, a beach towel is kind of gangster. You let that shit hang. One side's wet, one side's dry. There's this manly, just no strings attached risk of always being able to lose that thing. That's what's cool about it. When it's clipped on, I hope you don't lose your clip. God forbid you lose that thing. Oh my goodness. Next up on the list, the mallet putter, or is what I like to call the mallet. Come on. If you can't putt with a blade or an answer style putter and you got this mallet, just the way they look in the bag with the fucking huge ass car cover that has to go over it, it's just ridiculous. What is that thing? You put it down on the ground, you're like, no, you cannot be a core lord and have a mallet putter. I am sorry, especially if it's called the itsy bitsy fucking spider, dude. Next on the list, in the same vein, the long putter. Straight to hell. You got a long putter, straight to hell. That's like legal steroids, dude. Talk about looking silly in a bag. And what's funny about the long putter is the majority of them are mallets. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree, Adam. Next on the list is the white belt. Can we please retire the white belt? It never looks good. And it especially never looks good with a contrast. Like if you're wearing all black, navy pants and a white belt. What do you think you are, Hideki Matsuyama? You look fucking ridiculous. White belts are for karate. Leave them in the studio, kids. The hybrid.
The hybrid golf club.
The hybrid. Over my dead body. We get it. The game is hard. Not all of us can hit the ball very well. And you need a little help with the longer distances, right? But you still want to be a core lord. This is important to you. You're going to have to sacrifice that hybrid. And you know what you do to replace it? Get a vintage 5-wood. Then you still look like you're cool. They're pretty much hybrids anyway. But last thing you need is this rocket ball's ear 3H with a graphite shaft and fucking screws coming out the bottom of it and shit. What is that, dude? This one's a personal fan favorite of mine. Adam, if you ever see me at the golf course, any golf course in the world, doesn't matter where, how, what, or why, if I am ever latched on to a push cart and pushing that thing around, stop the car, middle of the road, put the hazard lights on, run out, find me in the middle of the fairway, and punch me in the face. The push cart, what, do you need a fucking stroller for your golf bag? Look, if you're going to walk, if you're going to be the guy who's like, I don't take carts, I walk, and you push a push cart, please get as far away from me as possible. I don't want that aura on me, and I wouldn't wish it on anyone else either. Push carts? No. Or you got those yahoos that have the fucking remote control one that just walks around and they're fucking steering it. That's a guy who plays video games in ankle socks every night. And the last one, I saw a picture over the weekend, Adam. Shared it with you. And this is probably controversial to a lot of people. This is going to offend a lot of guys who are big fans and maybe see themselves as a core lord. But this could be your lone chink in the armor, boys. You heard it here first. The last of the 7 deadly sins. The stand bag. That picture I saw over the weekend was at a golf tournament here in town, and part of the slideshow of the post to show how cool their event was and how engaging it was this picture of like 75 fucking bags from the tournament just lined up for the bag drop, you know? And they're all just sitting there on their kickstands at a 45-degree angle with their shit dangling off the side, their rangefinders and all their cool head covers. Stand bags are so dumb, dude. Hey, Johnny, we got you a new BMX bike for Christmas. Oh, thanks, Dad. That's really neat. You get on it, you're all stoked, then you get down to the park and you're like, hey, guys, check out my new bike. They go, cool kickstand, dude. Well, you need to kick that out so your bike doesn't touch the ground. You need kickstands for your golf bag. You heard it here first, folks. Unless you're a collegiate player, that's the only asterisk. If you are a collegiate player and your team is on the side of the bag and your name is on the back of it, those are the only kickstand hall passes allowed in golf. A carry bag, the one that you, like a gentleman, gently lay down in the turf, let your bag get grounded again. She doesn't need to stand up. Here's how you know stand bags are dumb, Adam. Even guys who religiously use stand bags, and they could think that they are the core lord. Yeah, in the fairway, the tee boxes, all makes sense. You stand it up, your shit's at an angle, you pull your club out, It's there. It's not in the ground. You're like, wow, this is so functional. This works great. I know it's kind of ridiculous, but I'm going to see past this mechanical eyesore of a kickstand that engineers its way out every time it touches the button. When you get close to the green, even the coolest of cool guys who has a kickstand golf bag, you never bring a bag on the green, right? You always lay it down on the fringe or the rough right next to the green. You going to kick your kickstands out now? Because even the kickstand guys don't do that. As they get closer to the green, they lay it down. You want to know why? Because deep down inside, the kickstands aren't cool. So that's the 7 deadly sins, folks. You've heard it here first. You will need to abide by those laws if you ever want to consider yourself a core lord of this great game.
No clip towels, no long putters, no push carts, no mallet putters, no white belts, no hybrids, and no stand bags, according to Mr. Ryan Engle. Let me add an 8th deadly sin, not to your list, but just in general. If you're in the San Gabriel Valley here in Southern California, or you're passing through, it is absolutely a deadly sin not to stop into Howie's Market and Alexander's Prime Meats.
Oh,
Family owned and operated by our good friends and Nation Golf stalwarts, Mike and Kirsten Nolan. This market has it all. Full service grocery store, the finest wines, spirits, and beers. Old school butchers, a fish department that makes Pike's Place in Seattle want to quit. Howie's has it all. They are personal friends of Nation Golf, of Ryan and me. 6580 North San Gabriel Boulevard. Open 7 days a week and barbecuing out in front of the store every Saturday and Sunday. Folks, tell them Nation sent you.
the word on the street is not only they're bitchin', vintage style market, an old school grocer is what we like to call in the business. Not only are they that, but they are also a destination location. People come from all across the land to come to Howie's. So why don't you head on down and tell them the boys on the fellowship sent you, because you love to see it.
Howie's is a proud sponsor of this podcast and a proud sponsor of our movie premiere party on August 24th. So let's get into that and get everyone fully caught up on what is happening this month at Nation Golf. If you have been following along on social media, you're either really excited or really confused by everything that we're doing. Or you're like 90% of our following and have no idea what we're talking about right now because Instagram refuses to put unpaid content in front of the audience that we have organically built the last 10 years, despite the fact that that audience has quite literally pressed a button that clearly states their desire to see what we're up to. But Mark Zuckerberg doesn't have his greasy little robot paws on this podcast, so we will catch you up right here. On August 24th, we are having a party at these very headquarters here in San Clemente, 6 to 9 p.m., so put it in your calendar. Yes, we'll be smoking cigars and imbibing, but we are family men ourselves, so please, by all means, bring your kids. They'll have a good time running around with the other little kids at the party. And we will debut our world-famous Nation Desert Classic recap video. This one, of course, will be a look back at the 16th annual, which we just hosted this past May out at Indian Wells Country Club. Did you just rip one?
No. Not at all.
Why are you winking at me?
I didn't wink. Just drinking my coffee, man.
It cannot be understated how damn good these movies are because we have the best videographer in the business, Justin Jung. So we are excited to roll the tape on this masterpiece and have a party around it all, and it's something we have been doing for a number of years. If you can't make it, we will premiere that video on YouTube right around 7:30 p.m. Pacific time, so you can see it right around the same moment that we are playing it live here in San Clemente on August 24th. 3 things happening at the party that you won't want to miss. A debut of a very, very special product that we cannot wait to show you. Small bites by the aforementioned Howie's Market, which will be great. And music by a live jazz band, the Victor Gonzalez Quartet. This is a group Justin Jung turned us on to just some college students at Cal State Fullerton who are phenomenal musicians. So this party has it all. Outdoor screening, live music, Bites by Howie, drinks, fellowship, and a debut of something really, really special. So come on down on August 24th. We have brand new hats on the site right now, inspired by the classic brands of cigarette smoking and beer drinking. And our sale tab on the website is loaded with unbelievable markdowns. So here's the deal, folks. Follow us on Instagram, @NationGolf. The content, more than likely, is not getting in front of you. So go look at our page, engage with what you see so it tricks the algorithm into showing more people. Then go to the site and see what's new and what's on sale. Support Howie's Market and Victor Gonzalez and get your backside down to Nation Golf on August 24th. I honestly cannot wait until August 25th when we have a lot less agenda items to talk about. You excited for the 24th?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Beaming with excitement. Thank you for asking.
You're welcome. 3 more quick things before we get out. Justin Holland, Mr. Holland as I call him, hit me up this weekend, sent me a picture of his Top Dog chair.
Ooh.
What is a Top Dog chair? The name says it all, folks. It is your chair. It's where the top dog of the house rests his bones and sips his drinks. It's where you accidentally knock out at 8 p.m. because you're so damn tired from being a top dog all day. It's the chair for top dogs only. It's the one the kids aren't allowed on, the one your dad told you to get when you became a dad yourself. It ideally reclines, it has old cashew crumbs in the cushions, and it fits your ass like an old baseball glove. It doesn't have to be pretty or expensive. It just has to be yours. And Justin Holland sent me a picture of his, and he said, Hawk, you should solicit your audience to send in pictures of theirs. And I thought, wow, what a great idea. So take a picture of your top dog chair, post it in your Instagram stories, tag @NationGolf, and we will share your TDC to the world.
Wow.
All the credit to Mr. Justin Holland for this idea, a great man of public service from the state of Texas.
You love to see it.
He sent me a photo of his, and he says he wants to see others. It's a great idea, and I want to see them too.
So essentially he did a, I'll show you mine if you show me yours.
Yeah.
Nice. Nice. Anything else, Hawk?
This next little bit, when I said I would prove how much I love being a dad, here we go. My 8-year-old daughter has taken a bizarre curiosity in this very podcast.
What?
In fact, she loves it. And it's because she's my daughter and interested finally in something that I do and something that I love and something that I have a 15-year background in that I am over the damn moon right now.
Over the moon.
My 8-year-old daughter has listened to a bunch of episodes in the car with my wife, and she has become obsessed with the sound drops. Specifically, Lars Lewis saying okay.
Okay.
And Matt Gillis saying really.
Really?
Really?
All weekend, she walked around the house saying okay.
Okay.
And really.
Really?
Classic.
In her best Lars Lewis and Gillis voices. And I am as proud as I've ever been. So yesterday, I opened up my computer and I showed her the entire library of sound drops that we have, and she lost her mind. And then she said to me, Dad, can I make a podcast right now? And can Johnny be my guest? And Johnny is my 5-year-old son. And then she said, can you produce it and put in the sound drops that I want? I could not press record fast enough.
Let's hear it.
If you will indulge me, I fully understand that I am the dad showing pictures of my kids right now. I get it. It's self-serving.
Look how cute they are.
But my daughter taking an interest in podcasting and wanting to do it herself was a huge moment for me. This first episode of hers is only 60 seconds long. She picked the music, picked the drops, picked her topic, booked her own guest, and I will play it for you right now. And please, pardon the potty talk. She's 8.
Hi, I'm Penelope, and Johnny's here. Dude. And my dad poops his pants. Yeah. And then he's diarrhea his pants and I don't know, you tell them. Poo poo doop doop. Now time for some of my favorite sound drop impressions. I'm here with my best friend and brother Johnny. I am Johnny. So, Lars Lewis said, okay.
Okay.
Here's Matt Gillis. Really?
Really?
Dr. Evil. $1 million.
$1 million.
Thanks so much for listening to this podcast. Johnny, say bye. Bye.
Oh my God, that was so good.
I'm glad you liked it.
The diarrhea was a nice cold opener.
Thank you for indulging me. I do appreciate it. I was very happy to work on that project with her yesterday. Meant a lot to me that she took such an interest in what we are doing and wanted to do it herself. My wife, who is a fan of this podcast, was not really a fan of the subject matter that Penelope and Johnny put forth on that podcast, but it's episode 1, and if you go back and listen to our first episode,
It was really good.
she picked all the drops, picked the music, booked her own guest, and there you have it, folks.
It's easy for this new generation. We laid all the groundwork.
Yeah, we paved the path for them to walk on. Final note as we get out of here, I desperately want to leave with a track from Victor Gonzalez's new EP, Against All Odds, but if I play licensed music on here, YouTube will not let us monetize this episode, so I can't do it.
Can't do it?
Can't do it.
I can tell you where to go, and I will. If you love jazz music and supporting a young, aspiring local college student, go to Spotify, look up Against All Odds by Victor Gonzalez, and spin the 4-track EP. I've done it myself 10 times this weekend. I love jazz, and this is a damn good jazz record. And we can't wait for you to hear some of it live in 2 weeks right here at our party.
You'll love to see it.
I would be remiss, actually, after I said final note, if we did not mention Matt Kuchar. For those that had absolutely less than nothing to do this weekend and followed along the Wyndham Championship, you know that the first round was completely washed out by a tropical storm, so they had to get in 72 holes of golf over 3 days. They played a mix of all the rounds over 3 days, meaning that there were some players on the golf course yesterday on Sunday who finished a couple of holes from their second round, played their entire third round, and then played another 18 holes of golf on Sunday. Matt Kuchar could not be bothered to finish his golf round because on his 72nd hole of the tournament, he hit his drive into the group in front of him, by the way. Luckily, he pulled it left so he didn't hit the group in front of him, and then said, I'm not going to finish. I will come back tomorrow on Monday. Every other player in the field, including his 2 playing partners, finished. Matt Kuchar decided, I'm not going to play. I'm going to drag back player dining, a couple of volunteers, marshals, scoring, tour social media. I'm essentially going to inconvenience around 15 to 20 staffers, an entire golf course, and my own caddy so I can come back and finish the last 3 shots of this par 4. Ladies and gentlemen, he showed up this morning, hacked one out of the woods, got up and down for par, did not change his position in the golf tournament at all, did not move up into the top 70 to make the playoffs, and essentially acted out the most pointless protest in the history of golf. Matt Kuchar, all-time douchebag.
How does he just continue to just become more unlikable? He just looks like such a oh gosh, I'm a golfer and a family man. And how easy would it be for you to just be either forgettable or likable? Those would have been much easier for him to accomplish than what he has done. Very strange.
The fact that he was T12 when he stopped playing and the leaderboard could not be finalized as every other player in the field finished makes it even more baffling.
Here's a question for you, Hawk.
Yes.
Let's just say that Doc Brown went and picked up Steve Elkington in 1993 in the DeLorean and said, hey, come with me. We're going to go play the Wyndham with Matt Kuchar in 2024. And they were in the final group together, and Kuchar pulled one of those off. Does Elk punch him in the nose?
Absolutely.
I think he punches him in the nose.
Steve Elkington would flatten Kuchar on the spot.
He would flatten him. Probably in front of everybody. Not even in the locker room. That would have been like public display of affection.
That's going to do it for us today. Thank you so much for listening. We will be back on Monday, I believe. I do have a scheduling conflict.
Oh, wow. Out of pocket again, huh?
I had a scheduling conflict today and still showed up.
You are a scheduling conflict.
We'll see you back here next week.